Hello, I'm Jordan and you're not, and this is Stephen King Movie Madness. I'm going to review 46 Stephen King related movies. Help me. So let's get cracking. Okay, well these are not in any order. So let's start with Pet Sematary. So, yeah, there's this kid that dies and the dad puts him in a cemetery, or an Indian burial ground or something, and he comes back to life like a zombie. Yeah. So they feed him like human parts, and it has Fred Gwynn from The Munsters in it. Now we have The Mist. See The Mist? So The Mist is like all these creatures come out of nowhere, and these people seek refuge in a grocery store, and these Westboro Baptist Church kind of freaks kind of take control, and the monsters are pretty cool looking, and the ending is hilarious. Next we have The Mangler. So it's directed by Tobe Hooper and it stars Robert Englund, based on a Stephen King movie, so it's kind of like a triple. So it's about a killer laundry machine, or a steam ironer, and it's possessed by a bloodthirsty demon. That's what it says on the thing. And so it's not too bad. It's a pretty good movie. But its sequel, The Mangler 2, doesn't really have too much to do with the first one. So it's not horrible, but it's not too good. At least there's a hot goth girl in it. The third movie, The Mangler Reborn, sucks. Stay away from it. Next we have Children of the Corn. Children of the Corn is about these little devil-worshipping kids in Nebraska, and they find Linda Hamilton and her husband come across them. They try to escape. There's been like a billion sequels, and there's like a remake of it, but I haven't seen the remake. The only sequel I like is Part 3 and maybe 5. I don't know. Next we have Christine. I like this one. It's about a killer car, killer 1958 Plymouth Fury, and she comes to life whenever someone does something bad to her, and she can repair herself. It's pretty cool. It's directed by John Carpenter, who directed my favorite movie, Halloween. Wish they'd do a remake. Now we have The Shawshank Redemption. I haven't seen this movie. Something about jail. I don't know. Next we have The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Can you see that? So there's it takes place in the future, and it's like this game show where he has to outrun all these killers, and if he survives, he'll win. Next we have The Dead Zone, the movie, not the series. It has Christopher Walken. He needs more cowbell. So Christopher Walken after an accident, he can predict the future and stop a corrupt senator and stuff. Next we have Cujo by a St. Bernard killer St. Bernard dog who becomes a rabid, tries to kill a mom and her son. Next we have Firestarter. Firestarter has Drew Barrymore. She can start fires with her mind, burns everybody in good times. Next we have Hearts in Atlantis with Anthony Hopkins. He's has powers in the 1960s and stuff, and he kind of befriends this little kid, kind of like Sling Blade. Well, I really like that, but okay. Next we have Nightmares and Dreamscapes, kind of like a bunch of different stories, kind of Stephen King related stories, all Stephen King like. Okay, next we have Apt Pupil. This kid doing this thing for school befriends a Nazi, and they kind of become buddies. Next we have The Golden Years. Something about old people becoming young again, and it takes like 4 hours to explain that, so I just saved you the time. Next we have Secret Window. Secret Window with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's like a writer, and this guy comes up to him and claims that he stole his story. It's I don't like the ending. Next we have Cat's Eye. Cat's Eye with Drew Barrymore again. Has a bunch of different kind of stories about like a cat kind of breathing your soul out at night, and a smoker. That was okay. Next we have Riding the Bullet. This guy is on his way home because his mom's sick, and he gets in a car with this demon who kind of makes him choose between his life and his mom's life. It's okay. Next we have Desperation, about all these different people in this town where everything's dead, and the sheriff's like a demon or something. Next we have Maximum Overdrive, written and directed by Stephen King himself. I like this one. All these appliances and trucks come to life, and yeah, it's kind of like Christine almost. Next we have Rose Red. Rose Red, it's like a haunted house story, and it takes 4 hours to explain that. It has the girl Kimberly J. Brown from the Halloween Town series. Next we have Quicksilver Highway. Has Christopher Lloyd and something about arms and little chattering teeth or something. Next we have Needful Things, about the devil who comes to the town, kind of wreaks havoc because the devil's very mischievous. Next we have Silver Bullet. It's about a werewolf. This boy tries to kill this werewolf, and the werewolf's like a preacher or something. Next we have Sometimes They Come Back. I don't remember what happened in that movie. So next we have 1408, about John Cusack just wants to stay in this haunted hotel, and it really is haunted. I kind of like it. It's not too bad. Next we have Stand By Me, where these 4 kids go try to look for a dead body or whatever. Next we have Dolores Claiborne, has Kathy Bates. Something about abuse, that's all I know about that movie. Next we have, Misery. I like this one. Kathy Bates is pretty crazy in this one. About a writer, James Caan. He, gets stuck in a, snowstorm, whatever, and she helps him. She kind of becomes like his crazed #1 fan, like some of my fans on Facebook, and she breaks his legs, so she'll stay there. Next we have The Stand. It's like 4 movies. I don't know, something about the world ending. It takes 4 movies to show that. Next we have The Langoliers. This one's not too bad, but it kind of goes a little slow. These people are on this airplane. They all, like when they go to sleep, they end up in this time vortex or whatever, and they see these giant meatballs with teeth. Tries to kill them. Next we have The Green Mile. I haven't really seen it. I've seen bits and pieces. This guy has like these special powers, and he kind of helps with everything. Next we have It. Tim Curry plays a psycho clown, crazy clown. He's like the only best part about the movie because he's Tim Curry. Next we have Storm of the Century. It takes place during a snowstorm. It's snowing outside, so this is a relevant movie. This demon comes to this town, kind of takes controls people. He says, "Give me what I want and I'll go away," so we have to figure out what he wants. Next we have Thinner. It's about this, while this wife's giving her husband a blowjob while he's driving, he hits a gypsy girl, and the gypsy's husband kind of puts this curse on the guy, and he becomes skinny like Nicole Richie, and he tries to get his weight back. Next we have The Dark Half. This Timothy Dalton, I believe, he's like a writer. Oh, Timothy Hutton, sorry about that. He's like a writer, and he has like a split personality. He's named George Stark, and he kind of comes after himself. Next we have The Tommyknockers, something about aliens, I don't know. Next we have Salem's Lot. It's about like an old school vampire. I can't remember too much about it. It has David Soul from Starsky and Hutch series. Next we have The Shining. Classic, Jack Nicholson, him and his wife and son are at this hotel, and he kind of becomes possessed. The "here's Johnny's" part, and he tries to kill his wife and kids. Good times. Next we have Dreamcatcher. These 4 friends. Why is it always 4 friends? They kind of meet together, and all this weird stuff happens, and something with aliens. I don't know. Next we have Creepshow. I kind of like this one. It's kind of like Tales from the Crypt, and has this guy who's like, "Where's my cake?" And just a bunch of different weird related stories. Next we have Graveyard Shift. That's something about rats, big rats or something. I don't know. Next we have Sleepwalkers. He said something about like these vampires and about this mom and son that have sex, and the mom's pretty hot, and the son's like, yeah. What, I like watching incest on film, don't judge me. Okay, next we have The Night Flyer. Something about this vampire that flies an airplane. Just as believable as a sparkling vampire. There's also Kingdom Hospital. I haven't seen that. I don't have it. And there's something about like a carnal hospital. Then we come to one of my favorites, Carrie. Carrie. She's like a hot nerd in high school, and she's misunderstood, and she goes to prom, and she gets pig's blood dumped on her because she's hot. And then she kills everyone with her mind because she's Carrie. Don't mess with Carrie, all right? And there was there's a sequel called The Rage, Carrie 2. It takes place 20 years later. The only one to return is Sue Snell. I don't know if you've seen Sue Snell or not. And she has Carrie's half-sister, Rachel, and she has like a, telekinesis too. And the only good part is like the last 10 minutes of it when, she kills everyone at this party. And because, a lot of teen drama. So, that's my review on all the Stephen King movies I know. What'd you think?
Trust me, Carrie. You can trust me. Trust me, Carrie.
What was that kind of
You can trust me.